Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Marvillous Beats, professional violinist and producer here with another episode of Full Time Musician. Shout out to all the future full timers out there. Okay, so today's video is about the three levels of full time musicianship that I think you should aspire to. And that's if you want. We'll talk more about that in this video. So this video is honestly pretty much mainly for people who are looking to be a full time musician. Okay, so that's someone who maybe you've done a few friends and family events. You've maybe been playing or doing your craft for 3-4 years or so, and you want to give it a shot at trying to make this a full time thing. Who this video is not for? Really, the person that's only really not for is someone who's already full time musician. That means someone you already replaced, a high level job, maybe making over six figures. And you're just doing your thing. Probably been doing it for a couple years. So shout out to all the people who are beginners. Maybe you just took your first few lessons. Maybe you just started doing, makeup or doing photography or, any creative direction that you were going in. So without further ado, the first level and really the point of this video series is getting people to what I call in the hunt. I call it in the hunt because you're getting there. You're in the hunt. And to me, what in the hunt is essentially replacing a minimum wage job. So in 2023, most minimum wage jobs are between I believe $10 and $15. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't had a job in like 6 years. But the last time that I was working a job, man, minimum wage was like, what's going on, future full timers? Real quick, I want to let y'all know about a pack that I put together that's going to save you so much time, book out so many gigs. I've used this stuff for 6 years, and trust me, it converts. So basically, it's a pack of email response templates and a booking contract template. And in this pack, I have a video tutorial that's going to walk you through each email template and also the contract. Just check out the link down in the description. All right, back to the video. It was like $6 to $7, an hour. And I was a sales associate at good old Radio Shack. shout out to the old school stores that aren't around with us no more. So for me, I was playing in the street, and I ended up leaving. Specifically the job I had at the time, I went from Radio Shack to Sears, and when I realized me playing on the street was making me more money per week and working at Sears, that's when I left Sears, and I just dedicated myself to working, just simply playing on the streets. And I was in the streets of Silver Spring, Maryland, and DC. And so that's like the first point. I feel like most musicians would drive some level of cool talent, not like virtuoso or anything like that, but like you're good. You would know you're good. As far as like I said, if you've done family or friends events and people have told you that you're good, and like have said, hey, why don't you try and do this full time, or people have asked you before to do their events, then you're decent. Okay. So I think everybody can at least get to that point. That might look different for other people who are not musicians. Obviously, I mean, you could be creative and maybe do like your have like a photography like stand or something on the street, or do like a speed beats for makeup or something like that on the street in a nice place like this. You can get really creative with it. But I think that everybody, even without this video series, can get to that point where you can replace a super low minimum wage job. Okay. The next level I will call is full time. And a lot of people think that, and obviously this depends on your lifestyle, your responsibilities. But for me at the time when I was like 27, didn't have any kids yet, living in a super small apartment, you know what I mean? Not a crazy car note, you know what I'm saying? Replacing like an entry level job, meaning like, okay, you got like a associate's degree or a bachelor's degree and you're fresh out of college, and that first job you get is paying you like 40, 45, 50 grand a year. Okay. Now that's what I call full time. Because if you can get to that point where you're still maybe playing on the street, busking, doing your thing, kind of like grassroots, and people are booking you for more official events and birthdays and showers, and maybe you've gotten up to the point where you're doing like weddings. That's really the point of this video series, is getting people to the point where they can manage themselves as a small business owner, do events, service people, and replace like an entry level job or like an assistant manager level job that's paying you like anywhere from 35 to like 55,000 a year. Okay, and then the next level I would say is really personalized to you. So that's whatever mix of these levels that work for you. Okay. Personally, I beyond the full time musician, I'm in like a full blown career where I'm making professional salary now, and I've been doing it now for 3, 4, 5 years. Actually, now I'm on the sixth year, and that's the level that I don't think everybody needs to aspire to. You can, and I think if you follow this series and build on each of these tips that I'm giving y'all, you can definitely get to this point if you're consistent, work hard, do good business, create a brand that people respect, that's visible, very visible. Then you can get to that point. So real quick review. So the first level, of course, is just simply replacing a minimum wage level job. Um, that's like a sales associate thing, or a waiter job. You know what I'm saying? If you, Lord knows, I've done a plenty of waiter jobs in my day, and I think, like I said, I think most people who have talent, hard work, and drive can get to that level. The next level is being full time, replacing an entry level job that would require you to, do a little more work. So instead of just getting yourself and going on the street and taking gigs as come, that means you are making a brand online and you're doing ads, and you have a website, and you have social media pages that are just dedicated to your art. It's going to take that kind of what's the word I'm looking for, infrastructure around your business to get to that that entry not entry level. It's like the beginning of full time musicianship, where you're simply just replacing um, uh, an entry level job, and then you have not just a full time musician, you have a full time career, and that's when you take it to the next level, and now you have a network of maybe like event planners and entertainment planners and corporate event planners that have you on their roster, and venues that have you on their roster, so that when clients come to them and they say, "Hey, who do you have that does X, Y, and Z?" You're one of the first people that comes up. Okay, so that's when that level, yeah, that's when you're rocking. Okay, so like I said, follow the series. Depending on if you're like one of the beginners and you're thinking about, hey, at least I don't want to wait tables no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sell people's cell phones no more. I don't want to. What else? What is another one? I don't want to sell batteries and refrigerators from the department store no more. You can definitely replace that job. Okay, I think that's one of the easiest things to do. If you're a photographer, makeup artist, videographer, musician, visual artist, I think the key is intent. That, I think, is the biggest difference between each level, is what's your level of intent. Because the universe is going to answer you if you continue to put yourself out there. Yeah, there's luck involved with it. If you know anything about my story, there was some luck involved with it. But that luck wouldn't have happened if I didn't prepare for the opportunity when it came. Okay? So, real quick, before I end this video, if you don't know, one random day when I was in the very beginning level, I had just quit my job at Sears. I was like, yo, I'm being on the street every day. I'm gonna replace this income. It was a random day. I did not feel like going out and playing. It was a Tuesday afternoon at like 12 noon. Okay, I went out there to play my usual spiel, and I ran into shout out to Big E, the bodyguard. He's Wale's. I don't know if he is still, but he was Wale's bodyguard at the time, and he saw me doing my thing, and he liked what I was doing and the intent that I was out there with, and he connected me with Wale and the band, and that was like my big break that took me from that first level of, okay, I replaced my Sears job, to now I can replace an entry level job, which was funny because that's the situation I was in. I was in my senior year of an architecture program at University of DC when that big break happened. And when I looked at the numbers based on the events I was getting after that big break, like the weddings and the birthdays and stuff, I was like, I might as well just keep doing this because I was on my own time. I'm doing what I love to do, and I'll be making as much, if not more, than if I came out of, you know, college with that entry level job and got my first job as like a draft person for like an architect's office or something like that. And I was just like, I'm gonna see this through. And now, I'm way beyond that point. I'm like replacing a professional, uh, doctor kind of level job now. So it's like it takes time, it takes steps, and it takes intent, and you can do it. All right, y'all. That's it for this video. Shout out to all the future full timers out there, and I'll see y'all next Wednesday. Peace.